Hey, what to do, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. So we got a bunch of stuff that we're going to try and pack into today's video. We're going to be using the heavy haul a little bit. We're actually not going anywhere. I'm just going to hook the end dump up to it, and we're going to be taking down the old bike track 100%, bringing all that dirt down to where we're putting the new pit bike track. And after all that dirt's been taken out, we're going to put up some panels and try and make a new little pasture right there. I'm not sure what else is going to be in this video, but it's going to be a busy day. So hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and jump on into it, and let's roll.
I came from the mud.
Being a bummer of a day, you guys can tell the cab is still up on the 290. The Caterpillar, they did make me a hose. I got there like super last minute. And they were like, I need some water today, so I went ahead and brought the water truck up here.
Oh, I've been running from
We picked up the poor man's version from Tractor Supply.
Hope they won't shoot me down soon. Pacing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
And as always, first things first, we gotta go feed the animals, but the Polaris, she's got a flat tire. So we're gonna get this aired up, we're gonna get the animals fed, and then I think the first thing we're gonna do is hook the end dump up to this, and then I'll track the excavator or the 299. I'm not sure what I'm gonna use yet to load the dirt. Probably end up being the 299, but regardless, let's go ahead and get this filled up. We'll get the animals fed, and then we'll get to work. What's up, mister? What's up, little guy? Got your own little pile today. How you doing? You guys remember that sweet chicken coop that we picked up for our chickens? Well, this week was the week that they finally started laying eggs. It's not much, it's just 2, but it's a pretty good start. All right, well, after I got done feeding, I decided to jump on the 100 for a little bit and go goof around on the track. You guys, I cannot wait for that thing to be done. But we do got to get some work done today, so we're gonna go ahead and oh, maybe. Let's see if I have the keys for this. All right, we just got the end dump all hooked up. It's a little bit of a process, but now that it's hooked up, I'm just gonna go park it up there and get it ready. Gonna warm the 299 up, gonna move a couple things around down here, and we'll start getting this thing packed full of dirt. You guys, we're gonna be jumping around all over the place in today's video. I brought the 299 down here real quick. She was getting a little bit on the squeaky side. She needed some grease, and the grease coupler that's on my grease gun, it's not working so good. I used to have the lock and lube one on there. That thing met its fate a couple months ago. So we picked up the poor man's version from Tractor Supply. We're gonna go ahead and throw this thing on there. So it definitely looks pretty cool. I do like the neon green on there. The outer ring though is kind of big, so I don't know if that's gonna get in the way of anything, but overall I think it's gonna be okay. So let's go ahead and throw some grease in the 299. All right, well, here we go with the first greasing from the new Flexzilla coupler. Let's see how she does. Well, I think I'm out of grease. All right, let's go ahead and try this again. Take 2. Looks pretty good. You guys, I have no idea what's going on right now. The grease coupler is still greasing, and battery's unplugged. It should not be doing that. I have no idea what's going on. And it just shot a bunch of air out. So, not sure what that was all about. Yeah, maybe it's purged now. So I got most of the fittings greased, but would not recommend. It's gonna be good enough for now, but the lock and lube one is way better. So anyhow, we're gonna get back to work, jump in the 299. We're actually gonna go start pushing some dirt now. All right, so even though we've been getting rain off and on for the past couple days, the dirt is still just super dry. You guys look over there, you guys can see how dry it is. I went ahead and cleaned this little area up. I pushed the power poles over next to the tabletop jump. I'm actually gonna be augering some holes right there today. We're gonna set 2 uprights on this side, and we're gonna lay one of these poles horizontally, probably about maybe 6 inches above that as kind of like a guardrail. And then we'll probably put some hay bales along it. So that way we can kind of have like a defined edge of where the actual bridge is. Keep it a little bit safer, so that's gonna get done. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the water truck warm up because I went ahead and picked up the stuff for the solar pump to actually put a garden hose on it. So we're gonna start filling this thing up. It's gonna sit up there for probably 3-4 hours, and hopefully that's enough to do all the watering that we need today. If not, I'll hook it up to the big pump and fill it all the way up. But we're gonna go ahead and get this thing kind of filled up. All right, well, we do have one thing going for us. This used to be like a dust bowl. We've gotten 2 good rains since we actually dug this hole. So this is pretty much gonna be good enough to shape. I will be back up here at some point with the 299 to go ahead and finish out that other edge, clean all this up, and do like the final shaping. Make it all nice and smooth. And then I gotta figure out if I'm gonna do a pond liner or bentonite clay. But right now, that's not important. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be taking off our super scientific testing equipment right here. I did get some stuff I think that fits on this. I may have bought in the wrong stuff, we'll see. Let's cross our fingers that this is 1.25 inches and not 1 inch. I know this is 1.25 inches, so I did get the right stuff to go ahead and put a fitting on this. We can hook that hose up too. So let's go ahead and take off this super nice tape job. All right, so I went ahead and gave the T a 1/4 turn, so the spigot's gonna be coming out this way. Eventually, I will change it up and do it that way. I'll probably just take this cap and put it on this side, because right now we got the panels right there, so I'm gonna have the hose coming out here, but eventually these are gonna be up high on top of some sort of structure. But for now, let's go ahead and put these in so we can see how well it actually pumps. And we do have a lot of cloud cover right now, so it's not gonna be working at 100%, but should be pretty good. All right, so we went ahead and got everything plumbed up, pretty basic. I just had a reducer down to 3/4 inch. 1/4 turn spigot right here, super easy. Now, I did not design these pumps, and I have not read if that they are supposed to have a valve that actually shuts off. If I had to guess, I would say that it is not supposed to be like that. So when you turn that thing on, this thing needs to be open, I would guess. Like I said, I'm not an expert at this, but we're gonna go ahead and turn it on and see what kind of pressure comes shooting out of this thing. All right, here we go. Lights came on, we got power. Let's see. Pump light is not on. May not be bright enough. Oh, there it goes. Pump just came on. Still don't know what MPPT is, but you guys can see right here, we do have pretty decent pressure. Yeah, that's pretty dang good. That's a lot of pressure. All right, we'll just run down the shop real quick. I need to drill a hole in the back side of this thing that is big enough for this guy to go through. And that's gonna be what attaches this box to the piece that's coming up out of the well. So it should be pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Is that exactly how it's supposed to be done? I don't know, but I'm just trying to conceal the wires as best I can right now. Just trying to minimize some of the clutter that's up there so we can actually start like moving stuff around, start putting stuff together. But for now, let's go ahead and get this thing drilled. Also my drill, she's on her last leg. Not the prettiest work I've ever done, but I think it's gonna work, just barely. All right, we got everything hooked back up. It's much cleaner, it's much more organized right now. Still not done, but it looks a lot better than it did. So we're gonna go ahead and put this into the top of the water tank. You guys can see how much cloud cover there is right now. And it's still pumping out pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing filling. We'll just leave it in there, and then we're gonna head down, move a bunch of dirt, and then hopefully we can get this thing to about there or so. And I think that should be enough water for what we need to do, but go ahead and climb up there and put it in.
Okay.
You want me to hand it to you once you're up there?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. All right, well, things are looking up for actually getting some water in the water truck. Looks like we got a nice little window of some sun right here, so hopefully it stays like that for a while. You guys can see that we moved the panel from over there to over here, and this little box setup turned out pretty nice. You guys can see that the wires are all much more consolidated. Eventually, I'm gonna build like a big cabinet that encases all of this, and this will be completely concealed. You won't be able to see any of it, but for now, this is good. We're gonna be able to pump water to fill up the water truck. So now we're gonna run back down to the dirt bike track and start pushing some dirt. Well, you guys, things were going really good, and I was like in a good mood. We were jamming, getting a ton done. Got like a bunch of this stuff cleared out. I only had a little bit more to go, but I think this project just got postponed until after Thanksgiving because I think we just blew a hydraulic hose somewhere underneath the cab. I can't see anything on the outside here, but all of a sudden the machine just lost power, and I heard a hissing, which is usually a blown hydraulic hose. You guys, I'm super bummed out because I think I was gonna finish the track tomorrow. We were getting a ton done, moving a ton of material. I was excited to get this all fenced off, disked in, throw some seed out here because we're supposed to have a lot of rain this winter and have a nice little pasture right here. We're gonna have to postpone this part of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump that. Then I think we're gonna go ahead and fire up the excavator. I'll bring probably 3 or 4 loads down with that. Then I think we're gonna have to call it a day because without the 299, well, can't really do a whole lot. So, gonna go ahead and get this dumped. Guys, I'm a little bit depressed. Anyhow, let's keep on going. But on a side note, because I am a little bit aggravated right now, I think I may pull the trigger on getting a hydraulic hose crimper because these things always happen at the absolute worst time. And I think I break enough hoses to justify getting one. And I think if I had one, it would relieve a lot of my aggravation with breaking those hoses because out here, you're so far from everything that when you break a hose, it pretty much just ruins your day. So if I had one, I could lift the cab up, see which one it was, pull it out, make it, probably only be down for 30 minutes. But if I were to have to run into town to grab one, you're probably looking at like 2, 3, maybe even 3.5 hours to get the whole thing done. So I think I'm gonna start looking into them. But regardless, let's go ahead and get this thing fired up so we can keep moving dirt and kind of keep making progress on the track. All right, well, as frustrated as I am right now, something kind of cool just happened. We were digging and I found a chain. You guys can see it wrapped around the hook of the tooth right there. Typically my chains are not quite like that. So I don't know where this chain came from because the hooks on this one are actually part of the chain. Most of the chains that I buy, they have the pin with the cotter pin that kind of keeps it in place. And so I don't know where this thing came from. It doesn't look super rusty, but maybe it's been in the ground for a while. Anyhow, super cool. I'm gonna kind of get that thing out of the way and then we'll dump the rest of the dirt into the trailer. Man, that is a beefy boy. Man, this is a serious chain. I like it. Save that guy. Ooh. All right, well, before we take off to go ahead and dump that load, I just thought I'd crawl up here and take a look, see what it actually looks like in here. It's looking pretty good. The entire valley has been pretty much shade all day, so for being super shady, that's really not too bad. But anyhow, we're gonna mosey back on down to the track, get another load dumped, and we'll probably do one more today and then call it quits for the day. All right, so this is gonna be the third end dump load that we've taken out of this. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the rest up here because I kind of want to reshape a couple things right here, and I think that's gonna be the perfect amount of dirt for it. So as far as the end dump goes, we are gonna be done for today after we dump this load. All right, now it's pitch black, you're not gonna be able to see anything. Maybe, I don't know, the cab on the 299 is up, and luckily it was not one of the big hoses. It's one of the smaller ones. It's gonna be a little bit on the cheaper side. So it's gonna be a little bit on the cheaper side to replace, so I'll take it off in the morning and we'll get it switched out and we'll be back in business. All right, so I tried showing you guys this last night. You probably weren't able to see it very well. We went ahead and got the cab up on the 299. The hose that busted is that guy right there. I think I'm pointing to it. It's the one with the blue stripe on it. It's one of the smaller ones, which is a good thing because the big hoses are super expensive to replace. So we're gonna go ahead and take that little guy off. Shouldn't be too hard, and then we'll run into town, get it fixed, get this thing back together. Hopefully today's the day that all this comes down. And I don't know that I'll get the panels up today, but we might get them moved over and actually get this little guard right here that we got to take off. I think it's a 1/2 inch. Let's see. Metric. Oh. All right, go ahead and take this cover off. Okay, let's see. All right, a little bit of a bummer. Went ahead and traced it out to where it hooks up to the drive motors. It is like the hardest hose to get to on this entire assembly. It is this guy right here. Not a whole lot of room to work, so I got to go ahead and chip off all this dirt because I may have to take these hoses off to be able to get to it. But I'm gonna quit yapping and get to work, and hopefully we can get this thing fixed. All right, well, we are racing against the clock just a little bit. I did get the hose off. It's in the back of the truck right now, and I'm gonna run into town. Hopefully they have everything to put a new one together. That way we can get the 299 back up and running, get back in business, and hopefully finish another project today. All right, we just pulled back into the ranch, got the new hose. Should not take me that long to get this machine put back together, get the cab put back down. And then for this video, we're not allowed to have any more problems. Everything else has to be smooth sailing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all put back together. So originally I was just gonna let the 299 sit until after Thanksgiving was over, but we got another good rainstorm last night, which for out here is super cool. And the dirt right now is just like prime conditions for grading. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and take advantage of that because I don't know when the next rainstorm we're getting is. And if I come back from Thanksgiving and everything's all dried out, it's gonna be kind of a bummer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do like a little test run on everything, make sure we're good. I didn't flip-flop any hoses, that we don't have any leaks. And then once everything's good, I'll go ahead and start the Peterbilt, warm it up, bring it up here, and then from there we'll go ahead and finish shaping the track, and then we'll do like the fine grading, and hopefully, I'm guessing by Tuesday, maybe Wednesday morning. I don't know yet, but I think the track is gonna be done. Regardless, I'm gonna go ahead and get things rolling and see if we're doing okay. All right, well, today ended up being a bummer of a day. You guys can tell that the cab on the 299 is still up. I got everything put back together. I was all excited. I turned it back on and I instantly heard like the sound of hydraulic fluid just blasting out a hose. So instantly shut it back off. And in all my years of driving tractors, I've never done this before. I blew 2 hydraulic hoses at the exact same time. The hose that I had repaired this morning was definitely bad, and this hose is definitely bad too. You guys can see right here, this is where it wore out. So I'm guessing what happened is I I went in to get a scoop and it just had too much pressure for the weak spots on this hose and the other one, and it just exploded both of them simultaneously. So I spent the last hour taking this hose off. This is like the most difficult one to get off. Out of the 5 hoses that go to each drive motor, this one's on the very bottom in the back. The one on the left-hand side in specific is the worst. The hydraulic pump, and I'll show you guys that tomorrow when it's a little bit brighter, but has a bunch of fittings that come off of it. This one is like as far back as possible, so you gotta take a bunch of other ones off to get to it. Anyhow, got it off. I'll take it with me to work tomorrow, get it repaired, and then hopefully this guy will be back in action. As bad as things were, I still was able to get a decent amount of stuff done, but still kind of a bummer. I was hoping to get a bunch of stuff done this weekend. But we will get this thing back together tomorrow, and I know I keep saying this, but I am determined to get that track down there done. I'm like super itching to finish it before we leave. I don't have much time left, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today, and we'll be back at it in the morning. See you guys. All right, I know I said I was done for the day, but I just ran up to the water truck to see kind of how it was doing. I turned the pump on this morning, and we had cloud cover probably about 80% of the day. And look where she's at, guys. Our sight tube right here, she's probably like 2/3 of the way full. So if we had like a sunny day, it could fill up this entire truck. But now that I'm looking at it, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the pump off, and I'm gonna move the truck because it's pretty wet right here, and you guys can see it starting to sink in. Water is extremely heavy. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this truck down to the track and empty it out because I don't need that much water in it. That honestly was way more than I thought it was gonna be. All right, well, it's been a couple days since I've been up here. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. We pulled in at exactly midnight last night, or this morning, or whatever it is. But anyhow, I was able to make it to Caterpillar. They did make me a hose. I got there like super last minute, and they were like, yeah, let's go ahead and make one for you. So super grateful for those guys, but we're gonna go ahead and try and get this thing put back together so we can actually get some work done today. Go ahead and swap out the nice glasses for the ones that I don't care if they get scratched up. But it is bright out here today. All right, well, everything should be buttoned up. It's all zip tied nice and tight. Should not be rubbing on anything. Everything's all clean down there, and hopefully everything's good because as of now, I'm about $600 into this hose repair. So let's cross our fingers that nothing else is wrong with the 299. We got a full tank. Hopefully we'll get some work done. Let's go ahead and fire up and see if she moves. I think so far we're so good. I don't hear any of the hissing that I was hearing before. So we'll go ahead and do like a quick functions test. Let's turn the parking brake off. Yeah, she's pretty cold. I think I'll let her warm up for a little bit. All right, she's still cold, but the temps have started to come up a little bit. So let's go ahead and do a quick functions test. Looking good, looking good. All right, we'll go ahead and track forward. Go ahead and track back. All right, well, I think we're good to go. I don't hear any leaking, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my pickup moved out of the way, and then we'll just start taking all this stuff down. I gotta hook the end dump back up, bring it back up here. Today's the day. Today's the day this is getting cleaned. All right, well, you guys probably noticed that I'm not in the Peterbilt, which means I'm not using the end dump, and I try really hard not to complain in my videos, but this just seems to be one of those times where nothing seems to be going right. I blew 2 hydraulic hoses. I just got done hooking the end dump up. I was doing like a systems check, and I have a hydraulic fitting that is leaking on the end dump. Now, end dumps are one of the pieces of machinery that like has to be 100% for me to use it. If there's anything wrong with it, it'll sit. Because when an end dump is fully loaded, they are super heavy, and if you have any little weak point, that weight's gonna find it. So I had to go ahead and park the end dump, and now we're just moving dirt with the little F350 just a little bit at a time. So I don't know that we're gonna finish today, but I'm gonna try. So we're on load number 2 right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and dump it. All right, well, as far as moving dirt goes, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a day with the F350. We're gonna do one more load, and then we're gonna give it a break. She's been running pretty hard. Everything is down. It's not smooth yet, but we just have one little pile over there, but we're gonna do that another day. So if that truck had like an actual PTO, I'd keep on going, but it has an electric battery, an electric motor. It's got a duty cycle. After a while, it starts to get pretty warm. So we're gonna do one more load, let it take a break, but for now, we're gonna go ahead and fire this thing up because I think it still has some water in it, and the dirt that I was moving down there was just a little bit dry. So we're gonna go ahead and empty this tank. All right, I've got a good feeling about today, and honestly, every day that I come up here, I'm like, today's the day, and then it doesn't happen. But I think today's the day where we can actually ride the track instead of just like hitting random jumps. I think we'll actually be able to follow a path. I'll go ahead and give you guys a quick overlay. This is the Camaro jump. I'm standing on top of it. We got a berm, Got another jump right here. I may scoot that back and put another one right here. I don't know yet, but we got a berm, another small table, another small table. There's gonna be a berm coming out of this with 2 jumps right there. Then you're gonna have a tight 180 that goes around the tree. You'll come in here, do another 180 like this, come back around, hit that table, then you'll have a big, long, sweeping turn, and it'll start all over again. And I'm gonna need water at some point today, so we're gonna go ahead and let the RPS Solar Pump do its job. I'm gonna start a Field Ford water truck. Ooh, she's cold this morning. All right, well, things are coming along nicely. You guys can see we got one more table pretty much done there. Got a nice little roller there. I've been working on this table right here, and I've been working on this table right here behind me, but we do have a couple branches that are hitting the roof of the 299. So we're gonna go ahead and take the Milwaukee pole saw. Love this thing. We're gonna go ahead and trim these down. So ever since we bought this place, it's just been like a never-ending project of cleaning stuff up. There was just stuff everywhere here. And well, we just pulled out a old horse washing bin. It looks like it's been the home to a couple squirrels throughout the years. That's a lot of acorns. All right, well, things are going a little bit faster now. We got some extra help. He was running the old dump truck, now he's in the water truck. And now we're gonna go ahead and shape this a little bit. This stuff is super, super dry. Actually, everything's really dry out here. So we got about half a tank. We're gonna go ahead and kind of spray everything, and then we'll start doing the real shaping. The only things I really want to get wet is that dirt. Maybe spray a little on that pile, and that berm. Okay. And if we got water after that, then that's just a plus.
I feel like these are backwards here.
They might be. There you go. All right, well, I think we hit our wall. I'm like done as far as sitting in the tractor. I've been in there since the sun came up, but it's turning out pretty good.
Love it.
Yeah, it's good.
We're ready. For all you guys watching this and you have pit bikes, we're gonna put a sign-up sheet, get the first annual race going. Hold on, we gotta talk to some lawyers first.
Yeah, we gotta figure out the official whatnots on that one, but the track is getting pretty close. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to tell what we got, so I'm gonna head over to the big table. We'll kind of give you guys a bird's eye view of what we got going on. All right, so we are not done yet. That outer bank right there, we still have 2 lanes that we need to build. One going this way and then another one going that way. But we're super, super close. So we got the big table right here. Come down, you got that first berm. You got a little roller right there. Little table. And then that's that lane that we don't have yet. So right now we're just kind of going around the big oak tree. Then you got this first table right here. Another big berm. Quick 180 right there. You're gonna come in, you got a big long sweep and turn right here. Then we got the mega long turn going around that outer edge. Little roller. Another small table. Into another berm. Another small table. Hey, get up. And then coming up to the finish line jump. Go for it. Oh, okay. Redo. All right, so that's pretty much the track. We're gonna have Ryan follow me, even though the XR100 is not working very good. She's still falling flat on her face, but we'll give you guys a, what would that be called? Point? No.
Yeah, it's kind of
a trail? I don't know. We don't know what the technical term is. We're gonna get some real-time footage of this track.
There you go.
with one hand. I think I got more arm pump from holding the camera.
I think the next investment for the channel is going to be some handlebar mounts for the GoPros, because one-handed just doesn't cut it.
And some cardio machines.
Nah. All right, well, I think we're going to go ahead and put the screws to this video. It's been a long day, and I want to do at least another 2 or 3 laps before the sun goes down. So, huge thanks to Ryan. Thanks, man.
Appreciate you, buddy.
And yeah, if you could do me a huge solid, like, subscribe, share this with your amigos, hit that notification button down below so you guys can see progress on the ultimate pit bike track. It's getting super close, and we'll see you guys next time. Later.